The map is Fighting Spirit, Heart of the Swarm Edition. Spawning up in the top right-hand position as the blue Protoss from Woongjin stars. His name is Free.
His opponent spawning in the 7 o'clock position, the left bottom position, playing for SK Telecom T1. His name is Brown as Red Protoss.
Well, Brown, unfortunately not picking the brown color, which technically exists in StarCraft 2, but not in the normal ladder maps, unfortunately.
And also, you gotta pick your team's color.
That is true. The official team color for SK Telecom right now
is red.
Indeed. And Woongjin's is actually like white, and haven't they traditionally had a bit of a green color to them? Yeah.
Yes, but it seems like they wanted to pick blue, and look at Bisu.
He's just
handsome on the stream. It's
he's
like,
just
well,
chilling, man.
I'm playing so well right now that, you know, I don't want to play today. You know, I could come out next match and win and defeat everyone, no problem.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for the next round. Well, Bisu's sent out first. He'll get an all kill, and the war in Korea will end. North Korea will reunite with South Korea, and we'll usher into a new golden age of StarCraft.
It's the new revolution in South Korea with Bisu winning.
Bisu's the only one who can start the second revolution, guys. Like, there he is again. Like, we all know that Bisu's the only one capable of stopping this and ending the war.
You have to say third revolution because his second revolution came after winning the third MSO and also getting tons of wins in Winners League back in Brood War.
Yeah, that is true. He did manage the go-ahead and strike twice with lightning there. Can he do it a third time, though? That is the question.
But right now it's Free versus Brown, and
that's right.
Seems like both players are scouting at the same time, and Cybernetics score going up by both of the players. We don't really need to point out if a player is going for the double gas or not, because there's only one geyser inside the main base for each of our players.
That's right. It's a high yield gas, by the way, guys. So it's pretty much equivalent to the two. So you don't have to worry that they're getting less gas or anything like that. Neither players have scouted quite yet there. Looks like those two, that couple right there, doesn't realize they're on camera, and Woongjin says, "You're not worth our time. We're going to switch back to the game." And we're seeing identical builds from both players here so far. The Zealot on the way, but whoa, fast Stargate from Brown here. And the thing is, this is going to be scouted quite easily. Yeah. Like, you know, there's no way he's not going to see that.
Yeah, so I want to see what Brown's intention is. You know, is it a fake, or does he not care if his opponent sees the Stargate?
I don't know. Like, maybe we'll see a cancel. That's definitely possible here. Tricky play could end up working here, and the probe did get into the main base, and we are seeing a Stargate follow-up here from our Woongjin player, Free. So it looks like we may be seeing some Stargate versus Stargate action here.
Yeah, it seems like Brown didn't really care about his opponent seeing the Stargate. He's just like, well, I'm going to go for the Stargate, I'm going to go for the Phoenix, and there's nothing that you could really do about this.
Yep. Also building a proxy pylon as well on the upper side of the map, and the Mothership Core will spot that probe, and yes, he is able to snipe that off. Also, looks like we may see a little bit of pressure here from our SK player, continuing to make Phoenix behind this some mini push here. Maybe he'll even use the Phoenix to snipe off the one of the Stalkers or Zealots or the Mothership Core.
Yes, I mean, going from the Mothership Core is the easiest decision you can make with this Phoenix, but look at this. Free sees the Phoenix moving across the map, however, he doesn't see the Stalker that's also moving across the map.
And the expansion, it can go down any second here. Phoenix hacking away slightly at that Mothership Core, but now the Phoenix from Woongjin Star Free is going to be able to chase away this Phoenix. I love how it can fly backwards. Now we're having a bit of a dogfight here. The Phoenix does get taken out on Free's end, so looks like Brown will have a slight lead here.
Yeah, and Free decides to go for the expansion right after, and Free, if he wants to win the Phoenix Wars, then he needs to make sure he sits inside the main base and try to defend it as much as possible. If he really wants to risk it, he needs to put down a second Stargate as soon as possible, trying to mass up the Phoenix and catch his opponent off guard when he doesn't expect it. That's how you're supposed to play Phoenix PvP. If you don't, then there's no way you could actually come back if you sit only on one Stargate.
That's true, and we are going to see a superior economy from Free as well here. So in the long run, he will get more Phoenix out, but the Nexus, the natural Nexus, is starting here for Brown, so he will eventually be able to catch up in the economy. And look at this, nice snipe on some of these units here. He will lose a few Phoenix. I think he manages to take out one of Freeze, and Brown just really continuing to stay slightly ahead of his opponent in this game. And, you know, when it comes to the Phoenix Wars,
you need more Phoenix.
Exactly.
There's no answer. I mean, that's the only answer when you're going for Phoenix versus Phoenix.
You need more, man. And look at this. We have a bit of a never mind, no harassment. Brown, he fooled all of us, including Free.
Well, Brown had 4 Phoenixes, and his opponent had up to 3 Phoenixes. So if he just flips one, it means that it's going to be a 3-on-3 situation. His opponent has some stalkers, but this is a nice harassment where the Phoenixes are out of position, going to pick off up to 5 probes and just get out of there before Free's Phoenix arrives. And Brown is the first one adding the second Stargate, so this is not looking great for Free at all.
But Free, he responds immediately, getting a second Stargate of his own here, and also putting down that Nexus cannon at the natural there, so that'll temporarily halt the Phoenix production from Brown's side. And actually, no Phoenix are out here. It looks like one probe does get sniped off there, I believe, unless it got dropped so fast I didn't even notice it.
What's funny is that Brown was cutting his Phoenix production a little bit to make sure that he could get the second Stargate up a little bit early, but Free, he's been making his Phoenixes constantly, so now it's going to even out a little bit, I have to say.
It's still very close, though. I feel like Brown has a very small advantage in this game. He is
very
slightly
small
ahead in the supplies, just by a few here. And I mentioned, you know, the thing is, the Phoenix count, the probe count, it's all pretty similar right now.
So I would like to see the players actually going for the range upgrade pretty soon, because, you know, this is going to be an all-out Phoenix versus Phoenix Wars, and you want to have the small advantage above your opponent, and that's the reason why Free's going for the Fleet Beacon. He wants to get the range as soon as possible.
Indeed he does, but will Brown respond accordingly, or will we try to take advantage of that timing window where a lot of Free's gas is invested into the Fleet Beacon and the range upgrade, because that's 350 gas that's not in Phoenix. That is a 3.5 Phoenix difference, essentially.
Yes, but remember, Free, he was on a constant Phoenix production, and he was able to get little Phoenix advantage for himself compared to his opponent Brown. And Brown, he is going to follow up with a Fleet Beacon, so this is going to be a same situation for both of our players. But now Free has, you know, about 30 seconds where he can abuse the range for himself.
Yeah. The real question is, will he? That is, we don't know yet. If he, when that range upgrade finishes, if we do see Free move out, then he will be feeling very confident in attacking his opponent head on, or at least doing some damage, forcing a dogfight. We do see the, I think it's the Aeon Pulse Crystal upgrade for the Phoenix is being researched now. So once that completes, then we will see Free with a small advantage here, but the upgrade also starting up for Brown right behind this.
Yeah, so now it seems like both players want to defend, trying to deny his opponent from taking the third base as early as possible. But look at this Free moving out on the map as 15 versus 15 Phoenixes. But remember, Free, he has the range up earlier than his opponent.
Yeah, and that range could make all of the difference here. That is it's going to be very close. If Free decides to move in when he has that range upgrade advantage over his opponent, it's such a small window, but if he takes advantage of that, he can potentially end the game very fast here. Now, he does have that Phoenix range upgrade, and the question is, will he go in and try to do some type of attack or harassment?
Well, it's kind of hard to attack in this engagement because there's also the Nexus Cannon. So all he has to do is pick up the probes and get out of there before the Nexus Cannon can actually support Brown's main army.
All right, so it looks like Free just sniped off a few of the workers here, but now the Crystal upgrade is available for both Protoss players here, and it's going to even out once again. But it's essentially just turning into a all-out Phoenix War, and Brown doing his best to deny his opponent's third base to give him a slight edge in the economic battle here.
Yeah, but his opponent, Free, is going for the Forge, which means that he could put down the cannons inside the natural and the natural, inside the main and the natural, but also getting the shield upgrade for the Phoenixes, while also getting one for the Brown army. But instead, he's going for the +1 round.
Yeah, we're seeing armor being started for Brown here, and like you said, the +1 attack for our Woongjin player, so quite interesting. Maybe he does plan on eventually going into Blink Stalker potentially after a huge Phoenix War.
Archons.
or the Archons as well.
Yes.
That could definitely be one of the potential units here, because you know what, Phoenixes, they can't lift massive units, and guess what? Archons are a massive unit, guys.
Yeah.
That was changed back in the early days of StarCraft too.
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing Wings and when I was trying to learn some Stargate PvP, people were saying, you know, it's going to be an all-out Phoenix Force until one player decides to go into Archons. And while it's still true, both players have massive amount of Phoenixes, so it could still matter in this game. But, you know, with Free going for the Archons first, he's going to be a little bit ahead of his opponent, who's trying to stay in Phoenixes as much as possible. He needs to make sure, however, that he doesn't lose one engagement before the Archons come out.
That's true. Also, I want to point out that Brown has managed to secure his third base faster than Free. He's also ahead by 10 probes, so I feel like as the game goes on, then Brown will be favored a little bit more in this match compared to Free.
Yeah, actually, it seems like Free, he's not thinking about getting a third base anytime soon. Maybe just right now after taking out the pylons around the map, but you know, his third base has been delayed for a long time. He's adding on the gateways. So it seems like he might just try to hit a timing attack before anything.
Yeah, it could definitely happen here. Seeing a lack of a third base for so long from Free does lead me to believe that he will go for some type of timing here, because, I mean, at this point, he's just going to get very far behind his opponent Brown if he doesn't do anything. And we do have a bit of a skirmish out here in the middle, and now the Phoenixes, they're going to be able to lift up nothing, I guess, because they realize that the Free has enough Zealots here to deal with this harassment, and things are starting to look a little bit scary for Brown because he doesn't have Archons and he doesn't have a lot of charge lots at this point.
So it seems like Free wanted to take the 12 o'clock position after being safe as possible while getting the Archons out, and Brown, yes, he's going for the Temple Archives, but it's not even done right now. He's so behind compared to his opponent when it comes to the tech.
That's true.
So,
all right, Archons being morphed in here. Charge on the way for both players around the same time. And that +1 attack is about to complete for Brown. And we are seeing +2 start for Free. Free finally going ahead and grabbing that third expansion. It should be done shortly here. But, you know, he's still behind in worker supply. And he is quite far behind in the Phoenix War. And the thing is, if Brown realizes this, he would attack immediately, but he has no idea, man.
Yeah, but also number one priority for Free is now to make sure that the Phoenixes are not running around the map alone. They need the Archons right underneath the Phoenixes, and he needs more Archon than just 3.
Yeah,
he needs a lot more right now.
Yeah, maybe, like, you know, once you get up to around 5, maybe you're all right, but 3 is just not a large number here, and neither player choosing to commit to an attack here, but I have a feeling that Free wants to be the aggressor in this situation. He is actually quite far ahead in supply right now because he isn't investing as much into those Phoenixes anymore. And a couple of Zealots going to get picked off quite fast here. And now Free moving in towards that third base. Where are the Phoenixes? They need to be here for this battle.
Remember, Brown, he was going for the +1 armor on the air, but his opponent Free has +1 attack, and his Brown doesn't have any ground upgrades for himself at this point, if I remember correctly.
Well, I think he did manage to grab that +1 recently.
+1? Okay.
But I believe Free his +2 is about to complete, and he will move in when that +2 completes, I imagine, or just continue to put the pressure on. But not seeing a commitment here just yet from Free. But I have to say he's done a very good job at transitioning into the the Archon, the Zealot tech path from the Mass Phoenix. He is about 10 Phoenix behind, though, so in an all-out war, the air battle will go to, looks like Brown.
This is something that Free does not want right now. He needs the Archons right underneath the Phoenixes.
Yeah, and with the Phoenixes clumping up, this is going to be very hard for Brown to deal with.
Oh my god! That was a really nice shot by the Archon when all the Phoenixes were actually clumped up, so now Brown is forced to pull back.
Yeah, but there is still a 10 Phoenix supply advantage, or 10 Phoenix advantage for Brown. But that dogfight could have gone a little bit better for him if he didn't get hit by that Archon. And now both players, their supplies are getting pretty close right now. And we may see some big engagements happen very soon here from both sides.
Seems like he wants to split up the army, but now he needs to regroup. And look how many Phoenixes that Free has, not as much as Brown's.
This could be bad for Free. Oh, nice snipe on one of those Phoenix. High Templar killing it off quite easily there. And now the big thing to look at here is 31 Zealots for our Woongjin player. But if he does lose the ground battle, then the Phoenix, they can just lift off all those Zealots like they're nothing.
Yeah, and you know, even if he wins the Phoenix Wars early, then he could lift up the Zealots right away and kill everything. So he needs to watch out on how he engages the army. Look at this. Phoenix has arrived and all the Zealots melting right away.
Yep, and that's why Phoenixes are pretty good in this matchup, man, because they destroy everything but Archons, essentially.
Yeah, but looks like Free is getting into position once again while trying to go for fourth base by both players.
But Brown, he is ahead in supply this time around, and his +2 attack almost complete here. Phoenix is moving, and Free. Actually, Brown has to be very careful here. He is right under those Archons, needs to get out of there, but the Archon count very similar right now, and this is just becoming a very nail-biting game here because it's going to take one battle, and that will pretty much decide this game.
Yeah, usually we see a Phoenix versus Phoenix, and that's when the game is decided. But now with both players going Archons.
Yeah, we need to see Brown bring his main army composition along with the Phoenix. But now the Phoenix running in there, going to completely obliterate this probe line, and there's absolutely nothing Free can do about that. Forced to move back and defend, gets a few shots off, but you know, I think he managed to nab 2 Phoenixes there, but when you have 24 Phoenix, 2 Phoenix is not really a big deal, especially when your opponent's already given up on trying to make a lot of Phoenix.
You know, this is like watching the Brood War PvP where both players are trying to go for the Archon Zealots and some players getting the High Templars out for the Storms, now mixing in some Dark Templars in the unit composition.
Yep, and a few Zealots getting picked up here. Still very close between both players here, but Free is behind in supply currently. Will we see an attack from Brown? He is moving across the map with his Phoenix, but not his main army composition.
Seems like the Phoenixes are out of position, and the Archons are getting a free shot against Brown's Phoenixes.
And those probes are going to get completely annihilated there. And, I mean, Free, he's just going to keep falling behind here. This is why in Phoenix versus Phoenix, the player with the less Phoenix loses the game.
Yeah, the Phoenixes can abuse every single part of the map, and look how many probes that Brown killed so far, up to 30/40 probes in this game.
Now, this will mean that Free has a slightly stronger army, but he's only going to have like one army, essentially. He can't really reinforce it.
And the biggest problem is, while Free's reinforcing with Zealots and Archons, what I've been noticing on the minimap, Brown is throwing away these Zealots, and he's reinforcing every single Zealot with Archon.
Ooh, that is so smart. I love that he's doing that. Look at that, even throwing away some Zealots there, but he doesn't care. A nice, humongous, big liftoff. Look at that, 46, 47, almost up to 50 probes killed total by Brown this game, and that's actually just freaking insane how much workers he's managed to kill here, and you know, Free's got to be feeling really unconfident right now about what's happened, but he has some Zealots out on, or some Dark Templar out on the map here, and I'm curious to see if he can use those to gain a foothold once again in this game.
You know, at this point, I almost feel like Free needs to go for a counterattack and try to win the game because he can't come back in the economic wars. He has 700 gas for himself. He's building 4 probes at the same time, but he lost so much at this point in the game, and all he can do right now is
observers in the main army. Oh, the Dark Templar are spotted, and those Archons will clean those up immediately.
That's 2 less Archons for our Woongjin player, and counter DT into the main base. Seems like Brown is in perfect position to win the game.
Yeah, I feel like Brown, he's been playing very well this game, and Free, it looks like he's actually just getting outplayed here.
58 probes have been killed so far, and Free, he's getting the bases up one by one, but Brown's economy hasn't been touched at all. He has a base on the right bottom side up to 5 Nexuses.
Yeah, I feel like Free is starting to fall apart here. He has not been able to get maxed out. The bank for Brown is starting to really grow as well here. He's up to about 2,500 resources and has a decent amount of gas right now as well. And once again, another liftoff at one of these bases here, killing off even more workers. And who knows, man, maybe Brown will set a Pro League record for most probes killed in StarCraft 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But it seems like those Phoenixes were out of position. But at this point, Free, he needs to go for it. Yeah. At this point, he really needs to go for it. Yes, we know that he's still trying to stay in the game while taking out the Phoenixes, and he's trying to find that one engagement where he could take out all the Phoenix. But at this point, even if he takes out the Phoenix, the damage has been done, and Free, the time is ticking away from him. Look at Brown's bank right now. 3K and 700 gas to almost nothing of Free.
All right, and another Phoenix battle here with Brown taking a superior edge here. It's now 13-6 Phoenix right now, 12-5, and we see 10 Zealots getting warped in here, and Colossus Tech actually on the way from Brown as well. Triple Robo all the way. I mean, Brown ain't tripping though, man. He's making 3 Robos for a purpose here. He wants to make sure that his production can match his economy right now, which is out of control.
Yeah, look at the probe count, 30 probes to 58. I really don't understand why Free's like going back and trying to defend.
I think he's really confused. He doesn't know what to do at this point. He's at a loss, essentially.
I mean, he's supposed to go for the attack at this point. He can't remake the probes. His opponent is already sitting on 5 bases, and you know, as soon as he comes back, he lost so much, but the feedback, never mind. Nice lift on the Templars and picks up 3 Templars for free.
All right, looks like the Phoenix count for both sides is almost reduced to 0 at this point. Just a handful left for Brown, and I think only 2 or 3 from our Woongjin player, and that's a lot of energy balls, man. It's a lot of energy balls and lasers, and eventually we're going to see a really cool laser show.
That's a little BM building 3 pylons inside the inside the 4th base of Free.
I think that Brown may be getting a little cocky here. He can still lose this match if he mishandles this, but I mean,
he has better army at this point. He has better upgrades, so there's no way that Brown can lose unless he doesn't have any detection against the 2 DTs.
And I think the splash will probably kill those off, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen.
But Brown, okay, I think we're going to be seeing the engagement here. This will decide the game, and Free already realizing, whoa, I need to get out of here. There's no way I can deal with this army here. Feedback's going on those Phoenix, but they're not going to be able to do too much in this scenario. And the biggest problem for Free is that there's a huge army of fuzzy balls and lasers trying to go and kill off his army here.
And Free's pretty much playing a merry-go-round, trying to make sure that Brown doesn't catch his army, but
eventually that army's going to get caught, man.
Just look at this, Brown even trying to split up part of his army, trying to catch the Archons off guard. Free wants to get a better angle into this army, but he he really can't pull this off, man.
No, okay, we're having a final engagement here, and the Zealots even, clogged behind those Archons, and Brown just pretty much annihilating Free here with the Quasi in the back and the superior upgrades. That's going to be a GG. Free just he just did not know how to deal with those Phoenix, man, and Brown showing some very, very high-level understanding of the matchup.
You know, the Archon's transition was nice, but the problem is if there's still a lot of Phoenixes out on the map, and if your opponent is still making the Phoenixes, then you need to match the count instead of cutting Phoenixes to go for faster Archons.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Free, he did lose today. He's probably feeling like, well, that sucked. I just got completely